Hello everyone and welcome to this particular video, and in here we're going to be looking at this particular type of chemical reaction where we have a hydrocarbon. In this case its name is methane, and it's going to be reacting with a specific reagent. In this case it's going to be oxygen. Oxygen in its molecular form or natural form exists as O2, and this in nature is in what state? Gaseous state. Now methane is also in gaseous state, and there are other hydrocarbons that usually are alkanes, and these here from around number 1 carbon to number 4 carbons are usually in the gaseous phase, and then slowly they become liquid as the number of carbons increases along the chain. Now in this case here for methane, this here is going to be undergoing a particular type of reaction which is known as a combustion reaction. What does this mean? This means here that in the presence of oxygen gas, a particular compound is going to be undergoing this particular reaction where it's going to be producing a specific type of product. Usually for this particular type of combustion, we're going to have two types. In this case, we're going to have either we have complete, and in this case what happens is that we're going to have a unique type of product where this carbon here is going to be bonding with the oxygen to form a specific compound called carbon dioxide, and this here is going to be gas in its state. Now the other type here is what? Incomplete combustion, and what that means is that not enough oxygen atoms is going to be attached to the carbon. Therefore we're going to have the other compound which is known as carbon monoxide, which is also in a state gaseous. Now for both here, in this case complete and incomplete combustion, we're going to have a side product which is in this case water, H2O. Usually we're going to represent it as a liquid state, but you can also write it as a gaseous state depending on what type of conditions we want the reaction to be on. Now this here we are assuming that it is completely in the forward direction, which means that all this here will be consumed and it favors this other side of the reaction. There's one thing missing here, which is the balancing of this particular reaction or equation, and to balance it out what we do first is look at the carbons. We see that the carbons is equal 1 carbon to 1 carbon. Hydrogens, here we have 4 hydrogen atoms, here we have 2 hydrogen atoms. So what we're going to do is balance out the hydrogens, which means we're going to put a 2 right in front of the water molecule. So in this case we're going to have 4 hydrogens, as well as on the left side of this reaction we have 4 hydrogens. And the final step here is what? For the oxygen, we have 2 atoms of oxygen on the left side. However, we have what? 2 plus what? 2 here, which is 4 oxygens on the right side. So to balance it out, we're going to put a 2 right in front of the oxygen molecule. And this here we have 4 oxygens here. We have 4 oxygens on the right side, we have 4 hydrogens, we have 4 hydrogens here, and we have 1 carbon, and we have 1 carbon right here. Now I hope you're able to understand what this reaction is all about based on what type of reaction it is, in this case combustion reaction in organic chemistry. And there are some cases where, of course, when we look at on our next video how to balance a reaction that is for incomplete combustion, where we just have carbon monoxide that is produced instead of carbon dioxide for complete combustion. Hope you find this very informative. See you on the next one. Stay smart as always and believe in yourselves.